she's fulfilled with these signs, and it's been going on ever since.
Olive, do you remember we were talking about this a while back when we did a thing together, and we said, sorry if I'm going to misquote, but I think we both agreed on the fact that, you know, after October the 7th, we had hoped that the IDF would have gone in October 8th and just destroyed everything week 1. Because the longer it was going to drag out, the worse it would become for the rest of the world, you know, the Jewry population around the world, and of course in Israel. And I still hold firm to that belief, because the longer it drags out, the worse it's becoming for Jews around the world. And you know, it's unfortunate because I say it not knowing the answer, very ignorant to the answer, so please bear with me. At what point do you, as a government, put national security and worldwide nation security ahead of, you know, 200 hostages? Like, I would never want to make that decision. I would never, ever want to have to make that decision. But I've guarded some hostages, former hostages rather, that have said to me, you know, just that. They would have gladly sacrificed their life to save the rest of the Jewish world. And by extension, the Christian world, because after they're done with the Jews, they go after the Christians. So at what point do you finally say, you know, okay, this is about national security now. This is no longer about, and again, thank God I don't ever have to make that decision, because I don't know that I ever could. You know, as far as I'm concerned, every life is precious and has to be saved. But like, that is the big question, you know, how do you weigh out the lives of a whole nation versus, you know, a few dozen, you know, that may or may not be alive?
Well, America has learned the hard way from terrorist attacks in the past. So what I think is the next major terrorist attack that happens in the United States will be maybe a wake-up call for everybody again, because Americans seem to be living in such a bubble that they think nothing can happen here. And we saw one already happen in Colorado not too long ago. A guy tried to, you know, take a flamethrower to Jewish people, older Jewish people, and burn them to death, pretty much. A guy that wasn't even here legally in the United States. So yeah, and that alone still wasn't a wake up call to most people. And look, you know, we still have the same rhetoric that we're hearing here in the United States, in the Western world, and there's still people. There was an American in here today saying that he supports Hamas, like, you know, in our country, openly supporting a terrorist organization. So yeah, shit's pretty alarming. What?
Tell him to leave America then, if he supports enemies.
I mean, I can tell him whatever, but that's, you know, at that point, the FBI should be involved if he's saying he supports a terrorist, because he needs to be investigated to see where his money's been going. Because if he says he supports a terrorist organization and they can track and trace to see any kind of donation, this was said earlier, to one of these organizations that who knows where the fuck the money's going to, and they find out that it went to somebody affiliated with Hamas, he can go to federal prison. It's not a fucking joke in America. So, and you'll be locked up in a federal institution, not like you know, a little state prison. You're going to be in federal prison with federal fucking criminals, like terrorists, like the shoe bomber, what's his name, Sheikh Khalid, the guy who perpetrated all of the 9/11 attack. Yeah, those guys are all locked up in Florence, maximum security, but you'll be locked up there with them. It's not a joke, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of sleeper cells that are in this country, and probably also in Canada, and other Western nations as well. So it's pretty alarming.
Yeah, it is alarming. You're right, and it's unfortunate because you know, specifically the concerning part for me specifically is New York at the moment, because it seems to be, getting worse on a daily level. On a daily basis, you wake up and you see more and more attacks. I saw another video this morning of a couple that were driving their vehicle, and a bunch of Islamists were surrounding their car, spitting on the car and banging on the window. And when the cop came along, he just sort of shooed them away, which sends a message basically that it's okay to do that. As long as you don't get caught, do what you need to do. And when you do get caught, they're just going to send you on your way. So it always comes down to a law enforcement level, in my opinion.
Of course.
If the law's not being utilized, then, society goes crazy, right? Historically, that's the way it's always been. And when the laws are exercised, then people start thinking twice. And the beauty that you got in the U.S. is you've got the right to bear arms. And, somebody breaks into your home, God forbid, you can blow their head off with a clear conscience and not worry about defending your family. Where we're from, there are 9 different levels of use of force before you're allowed to get to that point.
Holy shit.
So you have to, in your mind, while the guy's holding a gun to your wife's head, you have to go through those 9 levels and then decide, okay, was I able to get to my safe to pull out my weapon? Was I able to go to my box to pull out my ammo? Was I able to load it correctly and then fire before he shot my wife? Those are all questions that need to be answered, which of course have very logical ways around them.
And the criminals are going to exploit that.
Well, in my home, I'm cleaning my guns. I'm just saying, I clean my guns.
Listen, at the end of the day, it's funny you brought this up. I saw, actually, it was like yesterday, the day before, I saw a meme. It was an interview of a, some cop somewhere in Canada.
That's what I was just about to tell you.
And then you saw the sheriff from Polk County, Florida, Grady Lee or whatever his name is, the fucking badass sheriff. Did you see? That's the one you're talking about?
Yeah, so the cop, he didn't mean it the way he said it. He didn't actually mean that. He sort of just meant, comply, don't put up a fight if they just want your keys or whatever and you want to save your family, maybe, just comply. He's not saying make them a coffee and order them a pizza, but at the same time, the sheriff in the States is right. If they walk into your home, they've already breached. And once that breach is past the threshold of your front door, you're allowed to defend yourself. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to defend myself.
Oh, the front door in Florida, it's if you step on their lawn, anywhere on their property, if you step anywhere on their grass and you feel like they're a threat, like they might have a gun and they point a gun at you or something like that, then yeah, you have every right to go ahead and pull your gun out and shoot the guy. But I mean, if he's just stepping on your grass and you tell him to get off and doesn't want to get off, obviously you can't do that. But there's certain ways around that. If the guy does come at you or whatever, yeah, you definitely can pull your gun out and shoot the guy by the stand your ground law in Florida. But what that Sheriff Grady was saying was, he's like, those people in Polk County, we got a lot of guns here in Polk County. He's like, and those people like to use them guns. So he's like, if you want to go and break in their house, go ahead and try and see what happens.
He also said on Saturdays we teach shooting. We'll make you better at it so you don't miss. I love that guy. I'm moving in right next to him.
Bro, I love that guy too, bro. He's a legend, man. Definitely. Especially in Florida. People, when I drive through that county, I'm like, shit, bro. I don't want to get pulled over, nothing, because the police there are, they're on point there, man. They, you never know what can happen. So, Florida is definitely a police state, that's for sure. So, you got to know that. And if you are a pro-police person, then, Florida will be a great state. Texas would be a great state for you to live in. But that's one thing is, I do feel very protected in Florida. And and I feel like, with the laws here and how the Constitution really is at the end of the day, I know that I can own a gun, and I know that I have every right to defend my house or my property if somebody does break in the middle of the night. So and I'm not worried about that. My neighbor has a gun. Both my neighbors have guns, and then people down the street have a gun, and then I have two houses down from me. I have a cop that lives there actually. So there's plenty of guns on our street too. Like, that's the thing, is pretty much everybody has a gun here. So
my 68-year-old sister, when I was down there, she pulled out a 380 from her purse. She's like, "What do you think of this one I just got?" She said, "Can you zero it in for me?" I'm like, "What? You're 68 years old." She's like, "Well, I'm allowed to defend myself here."
She's right. Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm with it, man. I'm coming. I told you.
That's a big gun for a 68-year-old, man. She's at that recoil, and that thing is gonna blow her arms back.
Nah, it's a little 380. It's a little pea shooter. It's good, but it's small. But
it's a smaller revolver. It's not the big revolver.
Not the revolver. It's a 380 semi. It uses 48 shells, but it's a little semi, small little semi.
I see. Okay, I see.
Something you'd see in a James Bond movie.
Okay.
I don't know. And she's Moroccan, so she's built like a shipwreck house, bro.
Yeah.
Her arm's not moving. She's shooting somebody.
You know that, right?
What, in Florida?
Yeah.
Like the move?
Oh yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
You're done with Canada, huh?
Done.
I don't blame you.
What's done?
Well, how are you gonna? You can come here on TN visa, right? Or what kind of visa do you need?
I can do a TN because of what I do for a living, but I'm gonna do a business visa instead. I opened a security company not far from you, actually.
Oh, nice. Let's talk, bro. Let's talk offline, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna be doing some work there, and I'm getting all the infrastructure set up now. But yeah, nice. I want to live in a place that allows you to protect your loved ones and yourself, and for sure. It's not even for me. Look, yeah, okay, I'm lying. It is about guns. I love guns, but at the same time, it's about the freedom that it represents, right?
I agree. Listen, like it's in the Second Amendment, man, and like there's states here that are trying to take that away. Like it's the worst thing in the world. It's like all those states that have gun laws like that, it's all unconstitutional. I don't know how the fuck these states passed these laws, but it's these fucking lefty politicians that did it, man.
That's why you see these liquor stores, and by the way, it's happening in Canada as well, where guys will walk in, certain ethnicities, they'll have big gym bags, they'll fill them up with booze, and the security guard's watching them do it, and he's tasked, his protocol is let them do it, just make sure nobody gets hurt.
Sounds like California.
It is California. But what's the point of having a business? And look at Florida, you could go into I forget the names, but the drugstores, CVS or whatever.
Yeah, CVS, Walgreens, yeah.
And you want shampoo, and it's locked in a fucking container, and you gotta get a key for it. But
it's so true. He's so right, bro.
I'm not mad at them, because at least they're stopping the thieves from coming in and doing what they're doing here and in California.
Yeah, in California, they say as long as you don't steal over $999 worth of guns, you're good to go. So it's like, here's a free pass to steal. Like,
I literally saw a dude with a calculator in a store. I'm not kidding. I saw a guy taking something. Before he put it in his bag, he added it on a calculator.
That shit's insane, man. It's crazy.
How can you live in a society that's so lawless?
Yeah, that's some lawless stuff, man. Like, how can you, if you want to open a business, like, feel safe to have imagine it being like a mom and pop store, even though, and that's a lot of their logic is like, oh, it's a CVS, so we can just rob them. It doesn't matter. You're taking money away from the company and from people who work in the company. It's not right. You don't just rob people. That's.
These governors they're just jokes. The fact that they allow it to take place, and go on about it, but at the end of the day, I can't live in a society that's lawless, and really, it's not good. It's not anyone in this room that's going to be affected by any of this, right? None of us will be affected by it. It's our kids and their kids that are going to have the real trouble. We can live our lives. We can, talk about it, fetch about it, whatever, deal with it. But it's them where this shit becomes the norm, and it becomes a very dangerous Wild West type of world to live in for them. And if the Islamists are running the governments, then you can imagine, right? I have, a daughter. I don't want her running around in a burqa and she has to sit in the back seat, or she's not allowed out of the house unless her husband's with her. Who the hell wants that? I don't choose that. She doesn't choose that. If that's what you chose, okay, more power to you. But, don't impose it on everybody else that doesn't want it. You're leaving a country to get a better life, and then you're coming to that country that'll give you a better life, and you're trying to turn it into the country you just left from. Like, make it make sense. You're flying a flag of a country you left in a country you wanted to go to make it a country you don't want to be in. Like, it just makes zero sense to me.
Yeah, because they want to come and they want to reap the benefits of this great country, and then spit all over it after they do that, right? And it's like, what the fuck? No, man. Like, I'm here. I was born and raised here. Like, I have I pay my taxes. I vote. Like, it's, why should somebody who comes to this country and then get citizenship here, goes through the whole fucking process, and spit all over this great country? I think it's fucked. I really think
it's not spitting on it, Harry. They're not spitting on the country. What they're doing is they're trying to take it over and turn it into the shithole that they came from. Because if they didn't not like the shitholes they're used to, and so they want to come to the West and turn it into the shithole they're used to. Because that's what they say they're commanded to do, to spread Islam around the world, right? The difference is when the Rebbe, Zichron Livracha, when he said spread, the Torah around the four corners of the world, he didn't say and go impose it on everybody. He's saying go to the, four corners of the world, and if any Jew wants to pray or wants to learn, they'll find a center there. But these people, they're commanded to bring Islam to everybody.
It's called jihad, and they'll also impose jizya, a tax on you.
We don't chop it
They'll
up.
take you and your family to.
We don't do all that stuff. What people do is they go look like you want me to sandwich.
I know.
It's real.
You're going to impose
The animal gave its life for us. You don't have to feed it up to
Exactly.
death.
Oh, my WI Masada.
This is the way the sandwiches were made originally. This is the way we still
yeah,
make our
At the end of the day,
sandwiches.
that's what they're doing. And they're
It's
trying
right.
to work.
Talk to the
I
people that
did
come here.
security for a
They can eat.
journalist. She lives in
What's
Australia
your
now.
key?
And
They don't need to chop it up like
years
baby
back,
food.
and she
Like
was
all the other
talking
places
about,
that chop the
this was like
sandwich up. Like baby
2007.
food. Real
And
ribeye.
she started
See
to
the way it
do a
looks?
documentary about the fact that they are going
So
to
all
be
you people
pushing
that have
for a
cheesesteak
global
places that think
caliphate.
you're doing something different. Why don't you do it like the
what
original?
exactly
Like it was
they're going
originally.
to do to accomplish that.
You know what I mean? There's no
And
chopping, there's no
she
noise, it's
basically
sounds like a
predicted
railroad crossing in here.
everything that's going on today. Everything. And I spoke to her not long ago, and she said, she said, I knew this was coming and how the steps that they would take to get it done. And it's exactly playbook. It's exactly what she said would happen is happening. And if she's right, which she was already, then the rest of it's not far behind. Unless the West starts to really fight back, this is stuff like Conor McGregor trying to become the president of Ireland. And, I don't know. I like the Irish very much. But I know that a guy like that would definitely turn things around. anybody that holds up that terrorist flag is immediately deported. So he's got all the right ideas, and unfortunately or fortunately, that's what it's going to take to turn this around.
They've been doing that for years there, by the way, in Ireland. Like, it's crazy that it finally took somebody like him this long for somebody to say something and try to stand up against that shit. But you're right. That's the only way that that's going to happen. And the problem with America is that it's not that easy in America for that to happen. That's the problem.
The AOCs and the Ilhan Omars and, you've got all that shit. So, and this Bernie Sanders and Soros, and they're constantly bucking the system. They're constantly fighting it. Where else in the world would you see a federal judge release a guy who's in the country illegally committing crimes, release him through the side door of her chambers?
You guys don't like Soros either?
Oh, buddy,
You guys are my people. I love you guys.
Why would we like Soros?
He's Jewish.
I don't give a shit. I don't care.
He's not
He's
Jewish.
He's
We
a
call him a
Trump-hating.
capo.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. He's like Buttercup. That's what you like. He's just like her.
Buttercup doesn't have a hedge fund.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. He's the point that I'm trying to make is their mentality is the same. The way that they think is the same. They're enemies to the Jewish people. They're the worst of the. They're worse than terrorists, I would say.
Because they have the information that hurts us the most and the quickest. So they are a lot worse than the terrorists, because when they become terrorists, they know exactly how to get to us. And they know how everything functions and how everything works. So it hurts us a lot more when our own go against us. And they are the biggest enemies of the Jewish community. The Bernie Sanders of the world.
I just invited her. If you thought Soros was bad, let's see. I just had to unblock her. But I want you to have a taste.
Oh, you had her blocked? I was wondering why I haven't seen her today.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a first.
Yeah, well, maybe
She's just as bad as that guy. If she had the money that he had, she'd be doing the same thing he's doing. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of them actually. It's unfortunate. There's
Well,
the whole JVP is all is.
Harry, that's who's propping up Mamdani.
Yep.
Is the leftist woke Jewish community. That's who's propping him up, because he went to a synagogue. They invited him into a synagogue, a very progressive synagogue, and they were cheering him on.
Yeah, of course they were.
How do you cheer on a guy that says he wants to kill your whole family?
Unbelievable.
It's because, I'll tell you what it is. They live in their ivory condo towers. Nothing affects them. They don't see it on the ground level. They live in a bubble with their country clubs and their restaurants and whatever. And their friend circles are all similar thinking people. They're all like-minded. So they don't see it. They don't have to face what we face on the ground, right? So they think, oh, he's such a good guy. Oh, he's so great for the city. Oh, he's this, he's that. Meanwhile, as soon as he gets in, that's it. You're going to see 100,000 mosques pop up overnight.
Yeah, none of them have any connection to Israel at all, because if they did, they wouldn't be thinking like how they do. They probably have never stepped foot in Israel, majority of those people, and never even thought to go there. So they are born, to a Jewish family, and then there's, raised Jewish, and then when they become adults, they realize, okay, let me join a Reform synagogue, a conservative synagogue. And then, some of the synagogues have good connections with Israel, and some of them don't. And a lot of those in New York are very, very progressive, like you said. They're very complete opposite of the halacha and Torah, and it's actually, I would say they're almost like Messianic Jews. At my point, it's at that point. That's what some of these people. Jewish Voice for Peace, very, very bad organization.
That guy comes at me the hardest.
Oh, really?
Rabbi Meesfair, He's the one that's coming at me the hardest.
Really?
He's got a couple professors trying to come at me, trying to get intel on. Oh yeah, buddy. Those guys, JVP, unbelievable.
Yeah, they're pieces of shit, man.
Garbage cans.
I saw what they were doing. They were like, they did like a protest for Palestine or some shit, like in New York, like very shortly after October 7th happened, maybe like 6 months after it happened. They were like in some train station, shutting down some train station or something like this, Union Station. They were like, not let, shutting it. They like had a bunch of people, and they're the ones that threw the whole event. Yeah. So crazy shit, man.
They just did one not far from us 2 days ago, and he fucked up because he named a bunch of his intel people by mistake. But he did, a rally, and he had probably 150 people there, and he's still going every single day. So I would have to think that he's getting a lot of money from, Qatar, like Aleph said. Someone's got to be paying him or the regime, the Iranian regime, someone's giving this guy a massive paycheck. Because there's no other reason for these capos to be doing this. If they did it once every 4 or 5 months, then maybe it's from the heart. But when they're doing it every day of the week in multiple cities, it's a job.
Yeah, if you guys want my insight on how to deal with those progressives, you tell them that, you can't negotiate with Hashem's law. The scripture is literally law.
Well, they don't care about that. They feel like God doesn't exist, most of them. But, the only way that I deal with them is I just ask them a simple question. Do you honestly think that when the time comes and they're going to load you into whatever cattle cars of the 20, 25 century or year is, do you really think they're going to care that you went to their protests and supported them? You're a Jew. You were born a Jew. You're going to go out like the rest of them they're going to try to take out. That's it. They didn't ask in Nazi Germany, did you help us? You wore the same yellow star, and, you got executed the exact same ways. Maybe it took a little longer because they wanted you as a useful idiot, but eventually your number came up. So, but they don't see it. Or they see it and they just ignore it. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, they've had, in Jews vs. Peace, have had involvements with, a couple different Arabic organizations as well. They've had a conference this year in April. Rashida Tlaib was there. Linda Sassour was there. Disgusting fucking people. It's just pretty bad organization. They had criticized for partnering with groups Electronic Intifada, Al-Awad, and Movement for Black Lives, all of which have characterized Israel's treatment of Palestinians as apartheid and accused the state of genocide. So, they don't really seem like a group that does the right things, and these people are a big enemy, and they're making good money. They're making millions of dollars in revenue. Like you said, it's probably coming from overseas, a lot of it, I'm sure. Especially when you partner with some of these organizations like that. So, it's dangerous shit, man. And it's just a fucking shame that some of these fucking Jews haven't woken up. Because like you said, everybody, they don't give a shit if you helped or not. In Nazi Germany, everyone who was a Jew got a gold star no matter what and was taken away or killed right away. So, doesn't matter. These fucking retards will never understand that, unfortunately. So, and that's what this 8 to 10 years, man. It's fucking insane. So, it's very dangerous shit. Very, very dangerous.
And they actually add fuel. They actually.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
I mean, why is there a Palestinian flag in a George Floyd protest? I mean, the city that I lived in when that shit happened, there was a guy with why is that there? It's like these movements are coming together because they all have one ideology, which is like America's a colonialist country, Israel's a colonialist white people, and they're colonizing the Palestinians or whatever. It's the same. They try to make it the same kind of narrative as America, who colonized America with the indigenous Native Americans. And you hear that shit on here all the time on the shop, by the way.
Yeah, but that's coming from a people who are colonizing the whole world right now.
I know. But when you hear white Americans say that shit, they don't know what that's the point is. They have no idea. When you tell them what you just said, you catch them off guard because they don't know what to say after that.
But that's what I tell them. I say, wait a second. Did you just say the word colonizer? That Israel's colonizing? Yeah, I did. Oh. So coming from a person who's related to a people that's colonizing the entire fucking world. Is that what you're telling me? And now they're
history and anthropologists. I know how to navigate around this.
They're blatant enough to say that London is their land. When Brits can't hold up a British flag without being called racist.
I have a video I'm gonna play. Watch this.
The lady that was in our room a couple of days ago, BB knows who I'm talking about. She literally said the whole world is theirs, even Antarctica. All this stuff. Somebody asked, even Antarctica. She said the whole world.
Buddy, it's time to move to the Yukon territories, minus 75 degrees in the winter, because that's the only place they probably can't fucking go to.
I have a video I'm gonna play, guys. Watch this.
But it's women here. Go to Gaza. You want to go talk in Gaza? These women, they can't talk in Gaza. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's become fashion. It's fashion. It's fashion, this bullshit. It's fashionable. Yes. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, does it? How many bombs? France, in fucking Syria, here in London. All it is an excuse to hate Jews. It's us. The problem's us, isn't it? It's us. You think tomorrow, if there was no Israel, this problem would be solved? They fucking kill each other. What? Genocide. We're the worst that committed genocide. The fucking population has tripled in the last 10 fucking years. Genocide. They're fucking idiots. They're idiots blind by hate.
Oh man. But we said exactly what he says on here all the time. What he said in there, we say word for word what he said.
He's a black guy in the UK. He went up to a protest and he's screaming, and it's just
some type of a marketing scheme that just and I say this looking at one of the names on here, and it's really cool, catchy, jihadist. It's stuff like that we need to come up with that needs to spread like wildfire. The truth is being spewed all over the internet, but it's not enough. It's not even close to enough. We need marketing geniuses to come. We did a thing, I don't know, BB, if you remember, a couple of years ago, we raised some money and we rented out 85 bus shelters where you stand waiting for a bus, those glass shelters. So we rented out 85 of them, and we put up billboards that say no hatred against Jews or something like that. And we specifically chose ones in, predominantly bad neighborhoods, right? Muslim neighborhoods, whatever. And we did a hashtag, and we were visiting them every couple days. We'd go see if any of them were broken, the glass was busted, and not one of them got spray painted, not one of them got defaced, which was pretty surprising. But the campaign was great. And then New York came out just after us, and they did a billboard at Times Square, the big pink billboard. I forget what it said, but that's when they had that one, right after we did ours. And it's like campaigns like that are, expensive, and, they can be logistical nightmares, but they're effective. They really work. And you'd think in this day and age, maybe it's different now. Fast forward 2 or 3 years, right, from then, but not one of them got defaced. And people were posing next to them, taking pictures with them. So that was just like one little simple grassroots idea we came up with and then implemented it. And it wasn't super crazy expensive because we took whatever billboards were like not being sold that month, and we ended up with 85 of them for like 60 days. So I don't know, I'm just trying to say you can think outside the box a little bit, and the thing in the southern states of the US is everyone has this illusion that they're safe there because they all own guns. And you could be safe from somebody breaking into your home, but you're not safe from a Muslim invasion. It can happen anywhere, and it is happening everywhere.
I got another video, guys. Watch this one.
Watch it or listen to it?
Hold on. Watch this.
How do you watch it?
Easy. You gotta change the audio mode. Watch this. Hold on.
Way was there before. There's still Palestinian passports that exist. When was the state of Palestine founded? And who was its leader? Where are you from? I'm from Israel. I'm Syrian. Are you a Zionist? Of course. You're the people that don't want peace. How many Jews live in Syria? None, I don't believe. There was like about 100,000 plus before 1948. Now there's like 30. How many Palestinians live in Israel? 2 million. You tell me who doesn't want to have peace. You give me a moral, ethical justification to creating a 53rd Muslim state and a 23rd Arab ethno-state. Go. That has no bearing. Should we give the Kurds a state first? Or the Mandeans? Or the Coptic people? Or what about the Assyrians? Should they get a state first? All these ethnic minorities have suffered way longer than the Palestinians. Where is the justification to creating another Muslim state in the Middle East? It was there before. There's still Palestinian passports that exist. Amazing. When was the state of Palestine founded? What year? And who was its leader? You're going to leave the conversation, but the second you get proven wrong, I know this. Hey, Google, was there ever in the history of planet Earth a state or a kingdom or a country known as Palestine?
While the geographical region has been known as Palestine for centuries, it has not historically existed as an independent sovereign state under that name until the modern declaration of the state of Palestine in 1988.
So you just want to ignore the first part, the centuries before it.
It was referred to as a I knew it!
You fucking laughed. What a bitch.
Look at that.
I saw that video too long ago, actually, but that shit's. I've been on that app before, and I've kind of done similar things to them on there. And so I put his Israel flag, like I'm in Israel, and then I'm telling every single person you come across is pretty much talking the same type of shit that you hear on here and that you see on those videos. It's almost every person, bro. It's fucking crazy.
Why don't you guys call them Canaanites? Isn't that what it used to be?
Canaan, yeah.
And that's what they're Jewish too. So
well, I mean, Judaism was there 1,500 years before Islam was ever even thought about. So they can all fuck off, bro. I don't care what they say. And look, he defeated that guy so easily. And it's funny, a couple of those talking points that he said, I always say that to people on this app that want to come on here and claim the same shit about Palestine. And then he asked fucking AI. And that shit's hilarious. I had to play for him live the answer, and he didn't know what to say. And I guarantee the guy was just some fucking Jew hater.
Old Testament to the people, the book, Quran 1094 and Surah 446. They'll sweeten the deal.
Bro, you could tell them all that. They don't even know their own fucking Quran, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? You've met many on here that you've done that with, and they couldn't even tell you, bro. Yeah, Resistance is one of, not you, Jews. There's a guy named Resistance on here. He's a piece of shit. Terrorist. But yeah, I saw you do that in the room with him like last week, bro. That was fucking hilarious. So
The guy who claims to know so much about the Quran. So.
And then he'll go like, oh no, we have to go to the hadith, and I'll get the cringe hadith about Muhammad French kissing his grandson. The story of Elza. Yeah, I'm not sure if you heard about that one. Basically, Muhammad goes out in the desert, and the people of Zut pretty much ride him all night, and they're known for having big dicks.
Okay. How does it actually say that word for word in there?
Well, basically how it says is Muhammad goes out into the desert with his companion, and the sun starts setting. He turns to his companion or his friend, draws a circle. He said, don't walk out of the circle, whatever you see. Otherwise, if you walk out, you'll surely die. Muhammad proceeds to walk out stone throw distance away, probably 70 to 90 feet or something like that. And the sun is setting, and then the people of Zut come out. They start riding the Prophet all through the night. And then when the morning comes, Muhammad crawls back and lays his head on his friend's lap, and his side is sore.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess you can interpret it in whatever way you want. I know all that shit's weird to me, bro, so I don't
Hadith
really...
about Aisha washing off the semen off his clothes. Word for word.
It translates from Arabic to that.
People will be reading it in Arabic as well.
Interesting.
There's the one about wiping your butt with odd numbers or rocks.
Interesting also. Very interesting.
There's also the part after where you shouldn't wash your hands after you eat. If you can't lick them off, have the person sitting next to you lick your fingers, because they don't know what part of the hand has the blessing.
I got another video. This was pretty good. Hold on. People may not. Hold on. There you go.
Never has there ever been a Palestinian state. For those chanting Free Palestine, let's talk facts and history, not slogans. Before Israel, there was a British mandate, not a Palestinian state. Before the British mandate, there was the Ottoman Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Ottomans, the Mamluks of Egypt ruled over the land, not a Palestinian state. Before the Mamluks, it was under the Ayyubid Arab Kurdish Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Ayyubids, it was the Kingdom of Jerusalem, not a Palestinian state. Before the Kingdom of Jerusalem, the land belonged to the Umayyad Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before that, the Fatimid Empire ruled, not a Palestinian state. Before them was the Byzantine Empire, also not a Palestinian state. Before the Byzantines, it was controlled by the Sassanid Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Sassanids, it was the Roman Empire, also not a Palestinian state. Before Rome, the land was the Hasmonean Kingdom of Israel, a Jewish state, not a Palestinian one. Before the Hasmonean, it was under the Seleucid Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Seleucids, it was under the Empire of Alexander the Great, not a Palestinian state. Before Alexander the Great, it was the Persian Empire, also not a Palestinian state. Before Persia, it was the Babylonian Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before Babylon, it belonged to the Kingdom of Israel. Never has there...
Not a Palestinian state. Not a Palestinian state. Oh my god. You have to give history lessons to people because they're just so stupid. You have to make videos about it. That's the only way you can get through to people nowadays. They can't go open a book and read it for themselves.
Yeah, but how too long for TikTok became historians?
Yeah, right now because no one was taught history the right way. We have Egyptians that come in here that think they won the 1973 war.
You know, in their schools, literally to this day.
Yeah, we need more people like Yaakov. We need educators like Yaakov out there. Come on, Yaakov. You need to start training some people. What's going on?
How's everybody?
How you doing, Yaakov?
16, when I was teaching math, 5th graders, there was a 5th grade word problem. And word problems, you learn how to read and translate it into math. And we got the school textbook from UNRWA in 2016. I remember it to this day. It said, if there are 6 Zionists in a room and you want to have 2 Zionists in a room, how many Zionists do you want to kill? Now, in our textbooks, of course, say if you have 6 eggs and you break 4 eggs, how many eggs do you have left? 6 minus 4 equals 2. They decided to replace it with the Zionists. They also teach physics to high schoolers using slingshots and changing the diameter of the slingshot and trying to figure out how much faster it would hit the Israeli soldiers in the picture.
We'll post it shortly. I have another video.
I have the
hold on. The curriculum posted in the chat. I'll post it. Give me one second.
it's a third party review.
Hold on.
I'll put it in like that.
Hold on, I got a good video here.
Hamas went into Israel that day knowing they can't beat the IDF. They went in that day knowing that the IDF would come after the hostages. They went in that day knowing that they were going to use their own civilians on top of legitimate military targets in an effort to increase civilian casualties, their civilian casualties. And yet, they knew that Western media and academia would back their play and make a false moral equivalency argument. The question that you got to start asking yourself, how did they know they could trust left-wing academia and media to back their play? How did they know? Because that's exactly what took place. Hamas.
That's a very important question. We were talking about that earlier in the room today. In October 7th, there was hundreds of posters being plastered all over New York City the same day. You can't get printing done that quick.
Yeah, ready to go.
Chucky, come up.
So I put it in the chat. Impact-sc.org. This is a 188-page review of the curriculum.
Awesome.
Take a look.
Perfect. I'll post it. I have a question for Chucky.
Thanks.
What's up, Chucky?
Shalom, brother.
Are you? So the other day you said you were Jewish.
Yes, I am.
No, he's not. He's a troll.
But you just said salam instead of shalom.
He sits in the mirror's room all day long. He's best friends with them.
No, I'm just curious.
He said he converted to Judaism.
He's a liar.
Okay, let's so if he did, why, Chucky? How come you ain't in Jewish spaces? What happened?
I never noticed your guys' rooms until recently.
Really? We've been holding them for 5 years.
Yeah, I'm fairly new to Clubhouse, you know. I stumbled across the Mirror's room, then I
But
found
that's like going into the wrong classroom, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
If you are Jewish, right?
I am.
Chucky, what holiday do we fast on?
Yom Kippur.
That's my man. He's Jewish.
That don't mean shit.
That's the easiest
That's
question
easy.
ever.
Every time I ask somebody who's not Jewish, they're like, "Oh."
Yeah, but the Jew haters know everything like this, bro. That's the thing. So
What's the prayer on the bread on Friday nights?
Hamotzi.
Nah, he can recite prayers.
That's easy also.
I've heard him recite prayers. I'm just curious. Chucky. Okay, wait. What's the second prayer after the Motzi?
Use the second link I put in the chat, right?
Okay, but
That's a good question too.
What's the second prayer after the Motzi?
It's a good one.
How many prayers do you do on Shabbat, by the way?
I didn't come in here to get grilled on my Jews.
You're not getting grilled, bro. I just have questions. No. I like you personally. I may not agree with your opinions or whatever, but
Bro, it's easy questions.
it's just easy stuff. So you're not getting grilled. It's
Like
just,
asking what's 2 plus 2. I mean, is that grilling somebody on their math skills? If I'm asking you what 2 plus 2 is,
that's easy.
Yeah,
It's
but
22.
just notice that, I come on stage and then now I'm getting asked
Okay,
questions.
no problem. We're not going to
I don't
talk
believe
about
it.
We're not going to
That's
talk
okay.
about What's your opinion, though, Chuck?
Okay.
I'm curious. Are you a Zionist?
I believe in religious Zionism.
What do you mean? Can you elaborate?
I believe that we are to return back to the land when the Messiah comes.
But not before.
Detroit, Florida. BB, go kill yourself, you liar. You're a child killer.
Hold on. Guys, don't interrupt him. Let him build a case against himself. What else would you like to say?
Israel is a criminal state
That's it.
built by the rich people and the Zionists. You deserve to die.
A lot of
Wow, you sound so
I
smart.
don't- I don't support that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where you from? Poland, Ukraine?
No, Africa.
Africa.
You got that one wrong, eh, Buck Joy?
I'm from Israel.
I'm from Africa
Yeah,
too.
this guys, let me talk to Cross Hunter. He's piqued my interest. Hey, Cross Hunter, tell us. Hey, whoa, yeah.
Where are you
heard me
from?
Speaking.
Where?
Hey,
Here.
We're in the Middle East.
Worry about it. At least I have a legitimate.
Well, I told you where I'm from in the Middle East. Why you're ashamed of where you're from?
But that's not a country.
Of course, it's a country.
It's on the
not,
map.
it's not.
It
It's
absolutely
been a country
is
since
a country.
1948. I don't know where you've been.
It's a country. It's a state. It's a
Recognized by who?
homeland.
Recognized by the whole world.
Recognized by the United Nations. Things.
Yeah, that's
It's on the map. I mean, just go Google it. Just Google
So
the
what
map of
what
the
country
world.
are you from? You're ashamed. I'm not ashamed to say I'm from Israel because I'm proud of it. Yeah, of course you're ashamed. You should say your country right away.
He wants to say the country.
Hold
he
on,
wants
Nikki.
to
Hold
say.
on. Hold on. It's hard to talk when 3 people are talking. Hold on. Where are you from? Why are you ashamed to say what country you're from?
I'm pure Middle Eastern. I'm pure.
That's not a country.
Don't worry about it. My grandmother.
You must be very ashamed of where you come from.
My grandmother is older than Israel, bro. What the fuck is Israel?
Your grandmother is older than Israel?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What is that supposed to mean?
Is
Hold
she
on,
like
what
a
is that supposed to
vampire?
mean?
I want to live.
Actually, yeah. Let
I
Larry
can
do
show
this,
you
guys.
proof
101.
I can show you proof of Palestinian passport before 1948.
Oh, here we go.
We just played a video about this. This is funny.
Hold on.
I can show
We're
you proof.
forgetting the words in front of that. The
BB, wait, do you want to play that
British
video one time so we can combat his answer with the video now? Because I guess we don't need to do it
Can you show
anymore.
me proof?
I'm tired of repeating myself.
I know.
Palestinian
it's just
passwords.
aggravating.
Okay, so I'm gonna play a video for you. What's your name again?
I can play a video too.
His name is Come Hunter. Come.
1 second, BB.
I can play a video.
You need a U after that Q, by the way.
It's not hypersonic television. Play it.
Wait, hold on, BB. Can you put the second report in? The second link?
Yeah.
Not the first one. Thank you very much.
The Iron Dome did not go so
So
well.
wait.
You asked me what
Who
country I was from.
Who was the first leader of Palestine, and when was it established as a country?
How is the Iron Dome going? Is it building?
Why won't you answer the question? You said they have Palestinian passports. So when was Palestine established as a country, and who was the first leader?
Where's your father from?
What is their current?
Listen, if you don't want to answer questions, I'm going to move you down. So
What's
either you
their
answer the
current-
question or you get moved down.
Never has there ever been a Palestinian state. For those chanting Free Palestine, let's talk facts and history, not slogans. Before Israel, there was a British mandate, not a Palestinian state. Before the British mandate, there was the Ottoman Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Ottomans, the Mamluks of Egypt ruled over the land, not a Palestinian state. Before the Mamluks, it was under the Ayyubid Arab Kurdish Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Ayyubids, it was the Kingdom of Jerusalem, not a Palestinian state. Before the Kingdom of Jerusalem, the land belonged to the Umayyad Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before that, the Fatimid Empire ruled, not a Palestinian state. Before them was the Byzantine Empire, also not a Palestinian state. Before the Byzantines, it was controlled by the Sassanid Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Sassanids, it was the Roman Empire, also not a Palestinian state. Before Rome, the land was the Hasmonean Kingdom of Israel, a Jewish state, not a Palestinian one. Before the Hasmonean, it was under the Seleucid Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before the Seleucids, was under the empire of Alexander the Great, not a Palestinian state. Before Alexander the Great, it was the Persian Empire, also not a Palestinian state. Before Persia, it was the Babylonian Empire, not a Palestinian state. Before Babylon, it belonged to the Kingdom of Israel.
Never has it ever been called a Palestinian state.
Wait. Can I clarify something?
Interesting
clarify for a
history
moment?
lesson right there.
Hold on, guys. Like, I'm not sure if I heard correctly. Not a Palestinian state, like ever. Like all those empires and rulers. Alexander the Great was Greek, not Palestinian. Like seriously.
That's a great history lesson. We should play that video every time somebody
like
can
they
come
said
in.
not before a Palestinian state, like not a Palestinian state. All of these rulers, all of these empires, like, are we understanding this? Whatever the fuck your name is, wherever he went.
Come Hunter.
Cause Hunter. Do we get it?
No, it's come muncher.
Because they wanted, just like they took the Jordanian flag and took the star off of it and took the Palestinian flag, they're going to take the name, the British Mandate of Palestine, and cut off British Mandate of.
Okay, do we want to bring him up and only one person speak with him? Because dogpiling, it becomes annoying.
I mean, no, that's fine, but, like, is there even a point? Because he's just going to sit there and spew his bullshit. And
No, I know. Let him. No, I want it. The problem is when you dogpile him, the problem is you're not gathering evidence for the FBI. So please, everybody, let Harry deal with it.
Like, I would give them more
Hold on.
He doesn't answer any questions, bro. There's nothing to deal with. He doesn't want to answer any questions because he knows the answers to the questions. There is no answers to the questions. No one's sensitive. You're actually the only sensitive one. That's the funny part. You don't even want to say where you're from.
I can't say where I'm from, but I don't know what's the point.
Why? You asked us
I
where
want to
we're
know.
from.
What's the point? Yeah, what's the point of asking us?
I'm from Ottoman Empire.
Oh my god, this guy, just move this guy down, bro.
Okay, later.
He's a fucking troll.
Well, at least he acknowledged.
Waste time with somebody like this guy.
At least he acknowledged it was the Ottoman Empire, not the Palestinian Empire. Like, give him that at least. Give him 1 point.
I wonder what he thinks about the Armenian genocide.
I don't know. Somehow he's going to make Armenia a Palestinian state. So I don't know.
Technically, Armenia was, everything's Muslim.
Hi, Mr. Nugent. How are you? Juan. Hello?
One friend.
The Vietnamese guy.
Quinn, Colin.
He's Vietnamese. I know his last name. How are you calling?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I think
unmute?
this is like a troll because
Yeah, well, let him troll for a second.
one friend. Like one
Yeah,
friend.
that's fine. He could be new to the app today.
Mm,
Okay, do you want to unmute or no? You came up.
he has no thing. He has no party hat thingy or whatever the hell it is. He's not new today.
Okay, so just kick him down. Who cares? Why waste time? Doesn't want to talk? No problem. Let him talk from the chat.
Are those really your legs and your PTR, Nikki? Remember the guy asked that the other day?
Yes, those are really my legs.
No, those are her arms, sweet boy.
In
Those are-
Mexico. Yes, they're really my legs. Aren't they nice?
I don't know. Look at the comment.
But yes, they really are my legs. Okay.
I would say the complexion is very nice. But Con, you came up and
It is.
you didn't want to talk, but I am from the United States. Okay, great, man. Thanks. Yeah, we're not sensitive. What we are is protective, and we protect one another, and we like to protect all humans that don't want to harm us. That's the thing. Whenever Russia and Ukraine thing, what did Israel do? They sent doctors. Whenever the fires happened in California, what did Israel do? They send relief workers. Why does Israel want to help everybody? Is the real question. I think it's because we believe in preserving life. And that's the problem, where the world has a problem with preserving life and keeping the world safe. People don't want that. They want that destruction. There's a famous video, too. I'm going to play it right now, too. There's a guy And this is a very quick video. And I played it last night. And here, right here, I found it. Give me 1 second. And it's only a 5-second video. Hold on. Wait, where is this guy? You know that? Fuck, I went through this last night, man. Took me forever to find it. Do you guys remember that guy? He's an African guy. Oh, man. Hold on. I'll tell you guys in 1 second. It's a really good one, actually. Yesterday was Sunday, right? Yeah, it was Sunday. Okay. Oh, right here. Okay. Okay. This is what I believe the problem is, and this is why this video blew up. This is why this video went viral. Because of the world the way it is. Okay, right here. I gotta take my audio to video right here. And I wish this, not unfortunately, this guy.
I don't want peace. I want problems, always.
They don't want peace, they want problems.
They say it on here also, man. All the time.
Absolutely.
They act like they want peace, man.
I think this is a good time for a recitation if everyone's okay with that.
I would really like to talk with Buttercup about the terrorist attack that happened in Jerusalem and see what she thinks about that.
Ooh, where's Buttercup? Somebody bring her in. And who's anonymous at the bottom?
Well, it's anonymous. We know. Everybody invite her in. I don't know. If you imagine you asked who's anonymous and somebody said,
well, just really, it's like anonymous in there, and I just want them to know who noticed that.
Wasn't Buttercup trying to make her own room?
She has her own room already.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
gaslighting rooms, yeah. Gaslighting Jews, and then I recorded at one of the rooms or something. She said it worked. I got all the Israelis there.
The Israelis, yes, she did say that. That was very important. She made up her own people.
They're Israeli aliens, guys.
That's right.
There's a guy that made a video about that, actually. It was actually fucking hilarious. He was wearing like an alien mask, and he's like, "Well, come," and he had the Israeli accent. "Come to my house. I'll show you what the Israelis eat for food." It was fucking hilarious. I have to find it and send it to you guys.
I just loved your accent, Harry.
But another interesting day in Clubhouse. We've been going since 8 a.m. strong here. And
You have, and it was great to have your dad. This was wonderful. Thank you.
Amos, you come to Amos' room and you come off the microphone. Don't come off the microphone when Amos is speaking. Only me speak. Now, what's your name? Shil?
He always speaks in the third person. Only Amos speak.
Gold.
He says Amos always speaks by himself.
I think he's the only one that likes the sound of his voice, because I don't. I don't think anybody else really does, to be honest.
Listen, at the end of the day, he's on another mission, and it's actually sad what happened to his family, but it's weird at the same time to point out that his family are extreme leftists, and the sad part is his nephew got killed that day.
Yep.
And may God rest his soul.
Yes.
Amen.
And
That's right.
so we don't really know what his true thing is, but I kind of understand what he's trying to do, and not a lot of people agree with me.
I agree.
I think he says, listen to your enemy so you can understand them. And I think that's what we do here too, in a different light. Like, we have a different way, right? But it's to actually listen to what they're saying. When you listen to what they're saying, you understand. They never want to be friends with you. They want to exterminate us. But the problem is a lot of people on the app don't really listen. They listen to speak. So they're not listening to what you're saying. They're listening for you to stop talking, and then they want to speak right away. It's like a fucking gun. They have a gun ready. And like, are you done? Okay. Well, I wanted to ask. They didn't hear a word you said. They're just waiting for you to land your plane. Hopefully, you know what I mean? And the best one I heard the other day was the guy goes, hurry up and land your plane, just not into the side of a building. Oh, that was Alpha said it, yeah, and I always say it now because I think it's so true. But the problem is, I think it's true. You need to listen to what they're saying and actually digest it. And then you can pick apart what they're saying. Like, Chucky left. Like, you went into the wrong class, bro. To say that, you're a Jew and you didn't know that there's Jewish rooms on this app. Everybody knows we have haters coming in all fucking shapes and sizes from all walks of life, all over the world that come into this room and all the rooms we've been holding over the years because they know where the Jews are. It's usually the educational room. It's where people are trying to, spread love and positivity and make the world a better place. That's what I like to call our room. But and yeah, we get we actually get bombarded with hate, and guys like Cum Muncher or whatever his name was that came off mic earlier, I forget where he's at. Anyways, he left. But guys like that will come in and say the most horrendous things. And today I don't think there's too many. Maybe there was 15 or 20 of them that came in. But usually, we hit about 100 a day of self-hating people. Because you really got to hate yourself to be able to speak like that. There's no fucking way that you're a person that looks at yourself in the mirror and says, I love me, man. I want this world to be a great place. You're unhappy. You're full of hate. And you're coming from a bad place.
The scary part is it's a profession for some.
Or at least it's an obsession. Uncle El Normo, welcome. How are you, brother?
Hey, bro. Thank you very much. Okay.
It's everybody in the audience, too. Welcome, man. I hope you guys are enjoying this space and enjoying the house. But I hope you guys are seeing, what Jews have to go through. And that's just on this app. Never mind in real life. Never mind on other platforms. That's just here. You know what I mean? And know that we still smile and we still try to have, proper discourse. We try to listen and come back. And then, when the dog, when like 5 Jews are commenting, it's not because we want to interrupt each other. It's because we're so passionate. We want to protect each other. It's like, that's a default of ours. You know what I mean? We want to protect one another.
In synagogue, if somebody says the prayer wrong in real time, they correct you instantly in that moment.
100%. And that's out of love, not out of disrespect at all. The best thing I ever seen in that, funny that you said that. So there's a big rabbi I know. I'm very good friends with. He's a Mexican guy. He's about 6'8", and been a rabbi for a long time. And I used to go to his house all the time, and we would daven before dinner and after, and he's davening and he's speaking aloud, and he would make mistakes on purpose. And his wife would correct him, and he's like, "Oh, thank you, my love," and he would read it again. And he would make another mistake, and she would correct him, and he's like, "Thank you again, my love." And afterwards, I told him, "You make that many mistakes?" He goes, "No." He goes, "She needs to feel important. She's my wife. I need to hold her high and put a beautiful light on her. And if she can teach me, and what she thinks she's teaching me is how to correctly say that. No, she's teaching me patience. And I take that from her. And I admire her that she's taking the time to teach me that." So, Norm, I know you've been busy today, but I guess you heard about what happened yesterday in Jerusalem, right?
Oh, yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I don't know. I'm still grieving.
It's pretty horrible. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, that are maybe in the audience, yesterday there was a terrorist attack in Jerusalem, and 7 people were murdered and 6 seriously injured. So we don't know if more are going to be passed away from this heinous terrorist attack again that happened in Jerusalem.
What do we know about the people that did the attack?
2 20-year-olds that were, that's pretty much it. 2 20-year-old males.
Israeli citizens or no?
No, I don't think so. Give me 1 second, I'll find out for.
But what if Jesus really was a radical Muslim?
I'll go so far as to say Muhammad might have been a Christian. When I read that book, it says, watch this, bro. Tell me this shit ain't dirty. It says that.
Nigga, what you want, nigga? Right.
Can I get some hot sauce?
Right.
Can I ask a real question? Like, even here in Scottsdale, like more northern Scottsdale, yeah, there's a Popeyes right near me, and it's only black people that work there. But there's not that many. There's like not many black people around here. I don't think.
That is funny.
Yeah. That's why I go to Chick-fil-A, bro. I stopped going to Popeyes, man. Last time I went to Popeyes was 2020 during the pandemic. That's when the chicken sandwiches were on fire. Or it might have been 2021, but I'm like, man, let me try one of these fucking sandwiches.
You remember when people like niggas was out there killing each other over fucking the chicken sandwich? Like, I did not understand. That was a literally Boondocks come to life. I've never seen anything so goddamn ridiculous in my life.
That shit was crazy, man. But I walk in there and I wasn't wearing a mask at the time. Like, I refused to wear masks during COVID. So I walk in there and half the staff behind this black lady had no masks on. So she sees me and says, "You need to have a mask on before I even take your order." I said, "Look behind you." Said, "Half your staff doesn't have a fucking mask on, lady. What are you talking about?" So then I put she looked back and realized, so she started yelling at them to go put their mask on and shit. But it was just like the way the lady fucking talked to me, man. Like, she was, you know how it is with these black women, man. They think they can boss everybody around.